Hi guys, quick, pretty simple video for today, but this is gonna set us up nicely for our next more long-term project that we're gonna work on. So this is a pretty simple little but fun little activity. So you can see here I've got some goofy looking faces. All three of these handsome guys started out as this handsome guy, and I'm going to show you a fun little tool that we can use in Photopea or in Photoshop to alter and change things within a picture. In this case we're using faces, but this would not have to be a face. This would work on anything that you can get into Photopea. Okay, so I'm going to start with just a normal picture. This is a selfie that I took using the webcam on my computer. You can absolutely use the camera on your Chromebook if you like. If you just click, I can't show you because I don't have exactly the same setup here, but if you click on your home icon in the bottom corner and just type in camera, it'll pull up the camera app. Take a selfie with or without a mask. Probably without a mask is better. You're going to save that picture and then you're going to open it in Photopea. Okay, I'm going to assume you know how to do all those things. If not, send me a message. But basically, I'm starting with just a background image, and that's it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is copy or duplicate this background layer. The way you do that is you click with two fingers on the layer over here, not on the picture itself, but on the actual layer. Click two fingers, or with the mouse, right click, and choose duplicate layer. Okay, everything that I do to this picture, I'm going to want to do to my my copy, the background copy, rather than the background. Reason being is because this allows me multiple chances to get it right, and I don't have to worry about messing up. So as long as I make a copy first of my original background, and you can see here I've got two of them. As long as I make a copy of the background first, then I don't have to worry about making any mistakes. So then I'm going to go up here to the filter menu. The filter menu has all kinds of fun things that allow you to do things like blurring a picture, like so, or things like applying different sort of effects to your picture, most of which are not going to be super useful for us right now, but what we are going to use today lives up there in the filter menu, and it's called Liquify. It's right here. So you choose filter, Liquify. Before you do that, make sure you select the top layer first. We're going to just save the bottom layer for later. Okay, so I'm going to go filter, and I choose Liquify. And here's what it does. Your Liquify filter has various tools over here on the left side, and then the settings for the tools are here on the right side. So the main tool you're going to use is this one at the top, which is called the Smudge Tool. If you're using Photoshop, this is called the Forward Warp, but it works the same way. It lives inside the Liquify filter. And what this allows you to do, over here is the size of your brush that you're using, and then what we call the density, which you can think of as like how strong the effect is. Okay, so if you make a really large size, so my brush here is almost as big as the whole head, it then allows you to easily flex and move and adjust the shape of this head to literally anything that you want. Okay, and literally all you have to do is just click and drag the shape around. I recommend a really big brush for making large adjustments. So like if I wanted to change the body shape, I would use a really large brush to do that, so that it doesn't distort your picture very much. Okay, if you use a small brush, you'll see that it allows you to make smaller. It's kind of hard to see my cursor. Let's try that a little bit bigger. There we go. You'll find that a smaller brush can be used for making like really little details, but generally the larger brushes are going to be better for most things. Okay, I can Control Z to undo if I don't like something. I can also use this tool over here. Hopefully you can see that over here. This is called the Reconstruct tool, and as I use it, it essentially restores the picture back to the way that it was. Okay, so that's what this does. It's kind of an undo brush, if you will. Okay, so the main tool up here is the smudge, which allows you to make these big adjustments pretty easily, and the Reconstruct tool, which undoes things. There are a couple of other tools that you might want to try. I call these the Kardashian tools. We have the pucker and bloat. These are called pucker and bloat in Photoshop. In Photopea, they call them shrink and blow. So the shrink tool takes whatever is in the middle where you click and shrinks it in towards the middle. Okay, so literally any area of your picture that you want to be smaller, you can use that shrink tool to shrink the area. Okay, the opposite of that is right below that, which is what I call the bloat tool. In Photopea, it's called the blow. I'm not sure why they call it that, but there you have it. And that does just the opposite. It takes whatever is in the center of your cursor and it puffs it up. Okay, the Kardashians have literally made $1 billion by exploiting these two tools in their Instagram posts. So the bloat tool is for puffing up things that you want to be more puffy or bigger, and the shrink or squeeze tool is for shrinking whatever is in the middle of your frame or in the middle of your cursor. That looks pretty great. I'm not going to tell you exactly specifically what to do, but here is my suggestion for how to do this. All right, I think that head looks pretty good. It's definitely weird, and I'm into it, so we're gonna go with this. So once I'm happy with my design, I just press OK, and there he is. Now if I decide I'm not happy with that, or maybe I want to keep working on it, all I have to do is hide this layer. Okay, I can click the little eyeball right here to hide it, and there's my original picture. Which one looks better? I don't know, up to you to decide. But if I want to try again, all I have to do is duplicate this layer. There it is. Go up here to filter and liquify. Okay, so again, because I made a copy, I don't really need to worry about messing anything up. I have extra chances if I make a mistake, and I can pretty easily make a number of variations of different styles, different subjects, whatever I want to try. And that's exactly what you should do. Don't stop at your first attempt. It's very, very unlikely that your first attempt is going to be your best ever attempt. All right. Typically, you know, things like this require a little bit of practice and require a little bit of messing around to get exactly the look that you want. So please don't give up after your very first attempt. I want you to try and come up with a really fun, interesting, weird character just by playing around with a photo. Now, if you don't want to use a photo of yourself, that is okay by me. You don't have to use a photo of yourself. You can literally find any picture online and use that as your model, if you will, or as your subject for your picture. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with that one. Now, what I did with my example here, in case you didn't notice, was I made several different versions, and I cut the backgrounds out on each of them. If you want to do that, it's very simple. All you have to do, hopefully you know how to do this already from a previous project, but all you have to do is add a layer mask, which is right down here, the little Japanese flag. So now my layer has a mask. Grab your brush, make sure you're using a nice hard-edged brush and a decent size, and I'm using black to paint out the background. Again, you don't have to do it that way, but I tend to like to remove the background. As you are liquefying things, it's going to mess up the background. The background's going to look really weird, and you'll probably find it a little bit better if you remove that background as well. So in my case, I removed the background. Remember, if you mess up, you can switch to white to fix it. So black to remove information and white to restore it back to its former glory. Okay, so what you're going to turn into me is at least one silly face that you have altered in some way. You should have already, well, I don't want to get into what you should have already done. Please do check the classroom for anything you might have missed from earlier in the week, but I don't want to give inaccurate information for anyone who might be checking this later on. So I have now removed my background from this picture. Missed a spot right there. Okay. Turn those back on, and boom, boom, boom. There's my other faces. So now I have sort of a creepy army of weird-looking dudes. That's it. Hope you have fun with this. This is not some major thing that we're going to spend a huge amount of time on, but as we progress into our next assignment, this will be a really useful tool that we'll be using extensively, or potentially. So give it a try, and shoot me a message if you have any questions. Thank you.